Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Megan, and thanks for joining in. Today our video is going to be talking about the Ghouls Who Read December book choices.
Sorry? Helen, bring me in the dance hall racket.
If you're new here, Ghouls Who Read is my public, all-around, anybody can join, whoever wants, book club, and basically you guys get a vote what we're reading. I'll like pick out my top 3 for the month, and then you guys, like I said, get to pick from there. So what happened in December was that we read Near the Bone and Ararat, and there was some people in the group that were they weren't comfortable with reading it and they wanted to DNF it because of the content of it, and I said fine, that's totally fine. I don't want to stress anybody out. Book club is to just talk with everybody. I never want to stress anybody out about like the content of it. So we picked a second book just so that we had more to talk about and everybody could have something to talk about. The book that caused some concern would be our first pick, which was Near the Bone. And that's what I'm going to start this off with, because basically the first half of this video, after I do this little intro, because I'm filming this 2 days after I finished the book, is a basic like a vlog readathon style where I just like every couple of chapters check in, tell you what I'm thinking. But overall, this book is incredibly harrowing. So if I'm trying to think of the words to describe what this is. Basically, our main character, Maddie, is living isolated in the middle of the woods with her husband, and her husband is not the nicest man in the entire world. This is where the context warning comes in. This is very, very emotionally draining. I had all the feels. It gave me so much anxiety to read. So just make sure about that. But it's about her and her husband living completely isolated. Like I said in my little vlog style check-ins, it was giving M. Night Shyamalan's The Village. Like, you know how they're isolated in the village? Did I just spoil that movie for people who haven't seen it? Oh well, that's whatever. Too bad. Anyways, basically it's that. And they are in the middle of the woods. It's winter. Has the most atmosphere, and some things start happening. There's some sort of creature. All right, sorry if I had to move the camera. Tesla was at the door, that door with the glass, and she started scratching at it. Basically, there's this monster that kind of, shows up. There's some people that don't belong on the mountain that show up. And basically, it starts talking about how Maddie had this life and that she can't remember prior to her life with her husband, William, is that his name? Yeah, all right, and just things start to get really, really scary. Again, this is incredibly emotionally draining. I originally, when I finished reading the book, I was like, this is 4 stars. And then when I reflected on it, I actually started off the year really strong, so I finished this January 1st, so it's technically my finished book for this month. I gave it 5 stars because it caused me to have an emotional and like physical reaction to reading it, and honestly that is one of the categories that gives it a 5-star read. Again, this was so draining to read, but I loved it, and it was I wanted to give that poor girl a hug. That's what we got for our intro. Oh my gosh, Tesla just decided to come up on my lap. Say hello, Tesla. Oh my gosh. So with that being said, I'm going to roll the rest of this video, which is basically my thoughts, which does include some spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers, skip ahead to Ararat. But again, most of that review also contains spoilers because I don't really know how to give a full review without having talking about the actual content inside of the book. And before we do that, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and you're subscribed, and let's go, Megan. I am currently 5 chapters into near the bone, and I wanted to say this because I feel like I never document all of my thoughts. So this is a lot. In the Megan, pop up the words on the screen. So check your content warning because this is a lot. Pop them up here because I'm not going to say them. And it's giving me so much like anxiety. There is a tension to it, but unlike in Ararat, which you'll see after I talk about this book, is the level of violence in it. There is tension that pairs with it. There was no tension in Ararat, so it's it's a lot, but I'm liking the way it's unfolding, if that makes sense. But it's a lot right now. It's a lot. It's giving me M. Night Shyamalan's The Village a little bit. But there's only two, it's only our main character right now and her husband. Sorry, my cat is squeaking. What do you want, Squeaker? You wanna go out? She like only comes up to me if she wants to go outside. Anyways, yeah, I'll take you out in a second. It's a lot, but I don't want to say it's tastefully done because that seems really like kind of iffy to say about the theme, the theming of it. But I'm going to read some more. And hopefully, I don't know, if I find another update for it, I will. But honestly, I'm actually really, really enjoying this right now. Like thoroughly, because it's okay. You feel for the characters. Like you feel for our main character. You feel for her. Martha, Maddie, Samantha. I don't know what we're calling her. Our main character. I feel for her. And isolation and control are huge notes in any sort of abusive relationship. So when that just closed. All right, so you can really tell that there is a lot of control, and it makes my tummy have anxiety. It gives me the anxiety reading this. Like, it hurts the tummy. Like, where's my, I need an Alka-Seltzer. My tummy hurts. But, this is coming from the person who reads Splatterpunk on the side notes, but I'm feeling for our character, and I want my Alka-Seltzer because my tummy hurts. I think that's all I've got to say right now. So let's read another 5 chapters and check in with you guys. Okay, so I just finished chapter 6, and I know I said I was like gonna pop in after like 10 chapters, but I feel so bad for her. I just feel so bad. I'm just like, why don't men listen to me? Why does nobody listen to me? And I'm like, oh, here. Like, I just want to give this poor girl a hug. Like, that's all I want to do. I just want to give her a hug. Like, I want to give her a hug. Like, there's no other way to put it. So I forgot that I'm supposed to be filming my opinions in between, and I just started talking to Lev, who's like, whoop, he's over there sitting, and I'm just sitting here, and I'm almost at chapter 10, and I'm just thinking about, like, there's this whole statement that William keeps saying, if you ever leave the mountain, to Matty/Samantha, that the police would just return her to him because she's his property. But like, what if he's actually her dad, and it's even grosser than it already is in his super grooming? Like, it's what it's feeling like what if? Like, I don't know. I just like also feel like I'm gonna start crying. Like, I feel so emotionally invested in these characters. Lev is silently judging me on the other side of the bed, eating his pasta really loud. But like,
I'm literally over here trying to chew quietly, knowing that you're gonna yell at me for eating loudly.
Anyways, let's see where the next, well, I'm almost at chapter 10, so this is my 5-chapter check-in. I'm loving, this is a journey. You are in for a journey, not like point A to point B, which you know I hate. This is an emotional freaking roller coaster, and I am invested. I am speeding through this. I don't think I've actually, like, overall time have been reading that long, but like I'm literally halfway through. There's only 18 chapters in the book, so I'm on 10. Oh, babe, if I start crying, you're obligated to film.
Okay.
Well, this is a great angle. This turtleneck is going to be the death of me. So not only are we dealing with real life horror and feelers of both like emotional trauma and all of those things that invoke the scary, we also have a cryptid slash monster that is chasing the characters. Sorry, I'm watching Love beat a boss, but like, I don't know. After going through so much like range of emotion for like the first half of the book, the fear of the monster, I just said that there's not just one pair of eyes watching, there are two. And the fear of the monster isn't nearly as much when the psychological damage has already been mostly done. So I'm just trying, the other three characters can obviously hear the monster, whatever it is, when it makes noise. But I'm wondering if it's something like deeper within herself also. I don't know. I feel like there should have been more monster. But it's like, it's good in there. But you know, I could have had more monster. Alright, more food for thought. It's talking about the cryptid creatures, you know, being there, and how Maddie slash Samantha was like, oh, we've been there forever. Why do they just come up? Didn't like they just say like there was a news report about it being like whatever anniversary? Are they the ghosts? They're ghosts. This is my thought process, how I do this. So I'm just like literally recording this for you guys. Are these the ghost of the mother and the sister? Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so it's the next day, and I literally just finished Near the Bone, and I literally, like, the closing of it literally just gave me like, I'm almost crying, honestly. Like, this one made me cry. It's very rare that a book makes me cry, but this one I like was really emotionally invested in, and I just got like full body chills with like the end of it. I was just like so happy. Like, oh, all right, that's a 4-star. I don't want to say 5-star because 5-star means it's no, maybe if I think about it, it might be a 5-star. Initial response, it's 4 stars. And so I'm gonna film an intro for this, and then literally the next clip is going to be Lev and I talking about Ararat, which was the other Ghouls Who Read, but I need to sit and like digest this before I film an intro for this and give like my full all over review. But in the meantime, enjoy Lev and I discussing the book Ararat. All right, so we're gonna talk about Ararat. I dropped my phone. This is like the 3rd time I'm trying to take this clip. No, this is the 4th time we're trying to start this clip. Take 4 of trying to get this clip so we can talk about Ararat in our review for Ghouls Who Read Book Club. Lev also read it, so he's gonna talk about it too with me, but we're gonna start off by reading the synopsis because honestly I was so let down by it, and it gave me like, I had such high hopes for this book, like such high hopes. I don't know, what did you feel like initially?
Initially I thought it was going to be really cool.
Right?
But it started really slow. And when books start slow, it's hard for it to recapture me.
Yeah, it's not like let me read the synopsis before I like make the statement that it's really not like a roller coaster where it's a slow incline and then you get like a whole ride out of it, because that's not at all what happened. When a newly engaged couple I'm not gonna start this over again.
Well, you can just clip it.
Yeah, whatever. When a newly engaged couple climbs Mount Ararat in Turkey, an avalanche forces them to seek shelter inside a massive cave uncovered by snowfall. The cave is actually an ancient burial ship that many quickly come to believe is really Noah's Ark. When a team of scholars, archaeologists, and a filmmaker make it inside the Ark for the first time, they discover an elaborate coffin in its recesses. The artifact tempts their professional curiosity, so they break it open. Inside, they find an ugly, misshapen cadaver. Not the holy man that they expected. A hideous creature with horns. And a massive blizzard blows in, thank you. Trapping them in the cave, thousands of meters up on the side of a remote mountain. But they are not alone. Okay, I'm gonna sneeze, hold on. Okay, please put the knife down because, all right. So, like we were saying,
it could have gone in so many different
I had
ways.
so many hopes for this. I really wanted it to be like an Indiana Jones adventure. That's what I wanted from it. I wanted to be like Indiana Jones. In the beginning, the first like third of it, it was giving me strong Man of Medan vibes. If you played the Dark Horror Anthology games. Oh, I gotta do this too. We gotta do like this squat down because I don't have it quite high enough for either of us.
My back just hurts.
Oh, your back hurts? Yeah, so it gave me strong Man of Medan. Do you remember the plot of Man of Medan when they had like the... But it was not Man of Medan. Also, I just realized I think the tree is flickering in the background because of the light, right? Okay, what do you want to talk about? We've literally waited 3 days to talk about this together because... Whew.
I don't know, I feel like it could have gone...
We both gave it 2 stars.
Quite a bit of...
We both
it
gave
could
it
have
2
been
stars.
really good if it went in a different direction, but first it didn't capture my attention right off the bat, which already it's hard to like recapture my attention if that happens. But it just felt like it was kind of dragged out. Like it could have been everything that happened in the book could have happened in a 4-hour book instead of a 10-hour
book. Yeah, it definitely could have. We both listened to the audio format, which we both just touched our face at the same time. We're literally the same person. Give it 2 stars, touch our face at the same time.
Yeah.
Anyways, please don't eat. We're trying to prep dinner, so I interrupted him in between dinner. But
and listening to a different
and
book
listening to an
I
audiobook
much more than I did Ararat.
But like, oh my god, where do we like? I'm trying to remember because I had so many opinions when we were calling back and forth because you listened to it first and then what is she on? The cat. Whoa, oh my god. It was so slow and we're gonna get into spoilers. So I'm going to put our spoiler warning now.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to know what happens, I don't know, skip ahead, Megan, future Megan, editing Megan, put the timestamp on. I could not stand this ending. I could not stand it. I cannot believe. So the entire time that she, what is it, Marianne?
Yeah.
She's getting sick in the beginning. I immediately go, she's pregnant. Lo and behold, it's cancer. But like the fact that my gut feeling as a mother was like, she's pregnant, that they're gonna break it to it. That's why, blah, blah, blah. I hated her character. Her character was so self-centered. And like, I understand that the justification of that was that she only had so much time to live. She was still a bitch. And I can't forgive her for that as a character.
Yeah. The other thing that was like, what were supposed to be the exciting / scary moments were literally just the same thing happening over and over.
Okay, so
there was no like depth to what was going on. It was just like random demon ghosts.
This is what I talked about this.
It like briefly touched on like the demons and like the ancient time, and that's why the earth was flooded. But other than that, there was like no background really for the demon and why he was a ghost and why he was there. The backstory should have been given to the demon like as a history versus the almost pointless backstory of each of the characters' traumatic childhood. Yeah. Either there's too much time going into each character and what scares them, and this is how the demon uses it. But I didn't need to know that. I would have loved to have more history, and like when your main character is like, yes, he's a producer, like he's making a video, but like I wanted it more Indiana Jones. I really wanted more Indiana Jones and less campy, cheap, repetitive jump scares.
And then it's sped
Why
up way
was
too
he
much.
even, like, why was the demon, I guess it kind of touched on why he was there, but, like, why was he even trying to kill them? It doesn't ever talk about that. It's just
He was just a wrathful demon.
Yeah.
And then, what is it? That the last quarter was the speed of which that last quarter jumps from 0 to, like, 90 with the amount of gore and effects and just scare in general. It does not match the pace of, like, the first 3/4 of the book, and it was literally so jarring and sudden. I got whiplash. Like, it was a straight up whiplash for me.
Yeah, and then it was literally just the same thing over and over
again.
Yeah, it was
like I said,
oh,
it's
we're
like
walking down the mountain and the demon keeps possessing us, and
it's the jump scare
using us,
formula.
and it was literally like using the same methods to kill people.
That's what
it wasn't like even a difference in like, oh, this he killed somebody this way this time and this way this time. It was just like the same stuff over and over.
Exactly. And like we've talked about that when we like play video games together, like as a critique, like horror video games. If you're getting the same formula, it becomes repetitive and no longer scary. You become numb and like accustomed to it. It becomes your new level of normal, and that's why I hated the end of the book and how rushed it felt, because we were going at such a slow, teasing pace.
Yeah,
and
then you finally get to the exciting part, and it's like, oh, it's done.
It's done. But the whole level becomes so much higher than the rest that you can't appreciate the little moments that are in it.
Yeah.
You had other things you wanted to talk about too. About that. Because you kept trying to say, and I was like, no, save it. There was something else. I wanted it to be an alien. Because there was non-believers. There was such a heavy focus on, it's a cat, I can't tell who's working, on religion, that I wanted it just to be aliens and go on that route rather than it actually being a religious, like, I feel like it would have done more to the plot.
There could have been a twist. There was no twist at all. There was never a twist.
It was just a horror thriller.
The biggest twist was like, oh, she has cancer.
No, what do you mean? The biggest twist was the cancer cured it and she had a baby.
Well, she didn't have a baby.
She was
She's
going to have
the
demon baby at the end of the book, and I cannot stand. So anybody who reads like romance smoot, the smoot is Tesla on the back.
No, she's on a box.
Okay. And you do not like breeding trope and or like surprise pregnancy. This is a horror book that has surprise pregnancy. But I didn't even feel happy that like she has that at the end, because she spent the whole time just distancing and like putting a wall between her and Adam. Adam was the husband's name, or fiance's name. That I did not feel anything for her in the end. Like, oh, ooh, twist. I wanted more about what's his face, Walker, but it is the Ben Walker series, so there's other books. Do I want to read? We actually own, is it Pandora's Room?
I was more interested in like the random little flashbacks about Walker than I was about the actual what was happening in the actual book.
Like so we looked this up after the fact. We found out that it is the Ben Walker series, and that I do own the second, what did I just click on my phone? I do own the Pandora Room, because I got it out of a book box. I really wanted more about Ben Walker and his backstory than I wanted about our main characters, like our recently engaged couples. He's a supporting main character, but they really set him up to be a main character, and it bothered me before. It bothered me before I found out it was a series. I think, Walker was our favorite out of it, but again, it's his series, so I don't know how he'll turn up in the next book. I think we're still going to try and read the next book. It's just going to be a while because it's a hard copy, a tangible copy, and both of you, you and your demons. We've been listening to a lot of audiobooks.
Well, I don't have time to read.
You don't have time to read, so it will be a while before you read the next one. But I'm also reading, like, what is it? What was the road? The Winter Road? The Dead Road? The Bones of Road? Whatever. Another book by this author, and it's repeating. It's like formula. You know when an author makes a formula? And they kind of, like, follow that? Yeah. And so I'm, like, now feeling slightly discouraged from it because of that. But it's a lot shorter. It's like half the length of Ararat. Ararat. Ooh, and now we've got low battery. So we waited all day for this, and now we have a low battery. Is there anything else you want to add?
There's not really anything else, no. Except that, like, it could have had something cool.
It could have been aliens.
Yeah,
it could have been aliens.
I was trying to say this at the beginning. I knew you were going to be so disappointed.
It wasn't alien.
And I was like, because I was not giving it away. I'm like, I'm not going to give it away.
Yeah, we got enough.
So you thought that it was going to be.
Yeah, that's why
I wouldn't give it away, and I was.
But
just
then,
like, no.
and then you wouldn't. You also wouldn't tell me what he rated it until I finished it, and then you told me what you rated it, and I was like, or like when I was in the last couple of chapters, and I was like, you're kidding me. And then I was like, and then I texted you in the middle of the night because I had finished it. You were right. It was 2 stars.
Yeah.
We agreed. There was so many ways it could have gone. It was just boring. Oh, all right. 5 seconds to close out that review. Would you suggest Ararat to anybody? These are the questions that I asked Friday when he reads.
I guess if you like religious,
but like it could have been
really
Indiana
religious.
Jones. Like Indiana Jones has all of the religion in it and the bad guys and the. But like Walker was supposed to be our bad guy.
If you like saltless chicken, then I would recommend this book to you. So.
Was that in my text to you? Was that in the text that I sent you? Yeah, this is a horror book for people who don't put salt on their chicken.
Yeah.
That's normally how I rate romances. Oh my god. Alright.
If salt is too spicy, then this book is for you.
I'm stretching up full length now for review. My back hurts when I crouch over. Your back doesn't hurt. My back
does hurt.
Okay. So we're gonna finish up with our Ararat. Send me to the sewer. Anyways, that's
Ararat book.
I just like slid the camera. That's gonna finish that review, and I'll do a closer when I film the first half, I guess. So take it away, future Megan. Lev won't be here when we do that one because he won't have time to read it. Okay, so I completely forgot that I did not film a closer for this vlog because whatever, past Megan decided that we were gonna do it now when I filmed the intro. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and you subscribe if you like this, you like our vlogs and whatever, because we have some fun content planned for this year and the rest of the month of January. And again, if you want to join the Ghouls Who Read book club and you want to read along with us, I will include the Discord link down below so that you can join. And if you want to join something extra special, consider joining one of the second or the third membership tier, because the first tier is only support, where you can join the private book club that I also have. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.